It's Miguel here, and I'd like to talk to you about an idea that I think will win Think Make Start. So, as some of you already heard on the previous Wednesday at the pre event, I'm really interested in an electrical bicycle trailer. So, let me show you a bit of the reasoning behind it and why this idea needs your help and why it's going to be a hell of a cool idea with a lot of market potential. What we're trying to build an electrical bicycle trailer that features an electrical motor that will react to the user's input. So ideally, as the user pulls on it or pushes against it, it will move in the direction of that force so that the user feels as if the trailer was very, very light. Similar to, I don't know, pulling a person by their hand. You know, this could be used as a child trailer, which is its main market. As far as I understand, it could be used as a cargo trailer for different cargo applications or as a trolley. Very cool thing about it is because it has a motor and batteries, it could also push against the bicycle. So it can actually propel the bicycle forward as a booster. For that, we require some form of wireless throttle, but it's doable. Another very cool feature is that this is an electrical system, so we can add some form of location device to it, an IMU, so on, and know where it is. And by developing some form of interface, we can use this for bike sharing and for bike sharing services, which is a booming trend in Europe, so we can tap into that. How are we going to do this? We're going to convert a cargo bicycle trailer into an electrical trailer. Now, Think Make Start is a very, very short activity. 14 days is too little to develop any form of decent hardware, so we have to hack hardware. And the most suitable hardware things that we can get under the budget and can propel us forward would be a hoverboard, of course, a cargo bicycle trailer, and maybe a hoverboard buggy, which I'll show you in a second. And we could also go for load cell sensors. Now, why? Why the hell are we doing this? Well, it helps people getting on with their daily lives. And if our technology isn't trying to improve people's lives, then we're doing something wrong. And obviously, why is this also a good idea? Because there is a market for it. And I will dwell into that in a moment. So let me just show you what I did. So I took the liberty to already purchase this hoverboard. It's German made. It has a battery protection system so that the batteries don't blow. And it has a cell phone app, which is pretty cool. Lets us monitor a lot of data. Maybe we can use it for something useful. It has 700 watts of power. Can cruise at 15 kilometers an hour, which is the average cruising speed of a bicycle. And it's suitable for 100 kilos, which is way above what a bicycle trailer with children is supposed to weigh. So we're on a good track. Now this next trailer that I also purchased, it's a buggy. It just clips onto the hoverboard, and well, it tells us two things. It tells us how to best couple to this system, to our trailer, and maybe how to hack its tilting system as an input device, so we don't need to use any load cell. And obviously we'll need to use some form of bicycle trailer. Just a cargo trailer is the cheapest you can get. It has tons of space for all the systems that we require, and it's pretty much it. It doesn't look sexy, but it's just a prototype. It gets the work done. So yeah, and maybe we go for a load cell, something like this, something that feels the pulling force that we have along this axis. So let's get into the market analysis. Is this a good idea? What's the type of market? What am I getting into? Let's have a look. This is on a publication regarding bike sharing. And it says that bike sharing services are actually expected to increase yearly worldwide, especially in Asia, but in Europe too. So we could actually tap into the bike sharing schemes by using an electrical trailer. On the global bicycle market scheme, you can see here that the bike industry is growing, which is a very good thing, and that you see that the biggest market is in Asia. Europe is also there. When we look at the slice of the pie, you'll see that Germany is by far the biggest consumer of bicycles in Europe. So we actually had a good market for it. And you can also see that, Germany is by far the biggest consumer. You can also see this is from the Confederation of the European Bicycle Industry, and you see that Germany is by far the biggest consumer of bikes, and it also shows that it's the biggest market for it, and it also shows like the trend. It's not going to decrease, so that's a very good thing. Now, which type of trailers are we talking about? You can see here, these are like the 4 most popular choices. This is the standard one size fits all. It's a trailer, it's a trolley, and it's also, it's a mix of both. And this is more like the cargo variant, and this was more like the top notch of it. You can see an example here. This is a Chariot Sport from Thule, and it retails for 1,200 euros, and it's not electrical. It's quite sophisticated. You can use it with 4 wheels, 3 wheels. You can use it as a ski companion and so on. It falls into the backpack of a car. So as a product, that's quite sophisticated, but it still does not feature an electrical motor. Now, the world is not sleeping. It's very hard to have a very unique idea that's so easy to do. So expect competition. So this is an example of a startup based in Berlin that is developing an electrical trailer. They have pretty much the same idea, but they're going a different route. They're trying to use some retro design. They're not really targeting so much the children trailer section, and they do not think of using the bicycle sharing market or entering into the bicycle sharing market. By the way, if this was, for me, the only logical business model for this is to develop a package and then sell it to manufacturers. License this electrical system to manufacturers that produce their trailers, and then just add this to their series of trailers. Because honestly, that's what makes most sense. We do the best thing on our side. They have their market, their marketing, and so on, and we don't have so much work and get some money through the process. So what about the cost? Well, it's very hard to do cost predictions regarding to hardware. It really depends on the volume of stuff that you're ordering and selling and so on. But as a very good rule of thumb, if a hoverboard sells for 250 euros, then we could probably get our entire system, this licensed system, for pretty much the same price. So expect, the final product to cost us 25 euros to produce, and be able to sell it for 10 times that price for 250 euros. That's a rough sketch, and I don't think it's far-fetched. So why should you guys trust me? I haven't even really introduced myself, so let me do that very quickly. I'm from Mozambique. I studied mechatronics engineering bachelor at the University of Cape Town in South Africa, and then I moved to Germany. So I spent some time learning German, which I've got a C2 German, so I'll have no trouble communicating in German either. Portuguese, by the way, if anybody is interested, also. And I started working at the German aerospace agency responsible for the mechatronics of that project, which is a motion-based simulator. I'll put the links below. So I've been responsible in doing all sorts of mechatronics stuff, including the software that deals with low-level hardware, being it different instrumentations, component systems, and so on. So embedded systems I'm also fit in. I'm very good at integrating systems. I'm also very good in CAD modeling. I can do CAD modeling in my sleep. I also, although my studies were mostly electrical engineering based, at work I did quite a bit of mechanical engineering. Let me show you in a sec. So this is a bit of CAD modeling stuff that I do. This is a bit of prototyping. This is based on the very quick aluminum profile system called ETEM. Bit of CAD modeling. This is something that I got built. That thing is a laptop that I transformed into an industrial computer. Just to mention a few. I mean, the idea is just that you get a feel. I also specialize on other things like 3D printing. I have two 3D printers here, which I can really use well, including an integration room, but that's not the point. I also specialize in multi-body simulation and dynamics, which is something I can do pretty well. And I have some knowledge of electronics. So it's pretty much the whole bun. And of course, robotics. I'm studying robotics, cognition, and intelligence at the TU Munich, and I'm moving now to my third semester. So I've been working with robots in robotics, and now I'm just getting all the theory behind it. So when I stress out that I have a lot of experience with such mechatronical systems and hardware, please believe me. And it's very tough getting a good idea that's doable in such a short amount of time. And I think that the electrical trailer is both fun, useful, and an idea worth doing. So guys, I just wanted to share this video with you, and I thought, or this idea with you, and I thought a video would be probably the coolest way to show the idea. One of the things about this idea is that the target market are mostly parents, and Munich in this region has growingly older parents, and as parents grow older when they get their first children, they have a lot more money to spend with. So a trend that you see here is parents want the best for their kids always, and they're willing to spend, and now they have more money to spend than before. So this is definitely a really cool market. It's something that will sell. It's something that's simple enough to prototype. But the reason for doing this video is, and for joining TMS, is to get to know you, is to work as a team, is that each one of us can achieve much more together than individually. And I'm so looking forward to that we work together, we form a team, and we have a lot of fun, and we may achieve our objectives. Who knows? It's a matter of luck and stamina and good guidance. So it will be a nice ride, and I'm more than thrilled to start and get you on board. Thanks.